So today we're going to discuss the altcoins that I already have in my portfolio and the also ones that I will be adding in preparation for the Bitcoin halving and the upcoming bull run that will follow for it. So if you aren't familiar with the Bitcoin halving, you really need to be. This is going to be a huge turning point in the market, and it really is the time at which we already want to have our bags packed and ready to go. Now, before we get into it, it's now January 2024. Not very sure where the last 12 months have went, but the Bitcoin halving is estimated to be, I believe it's around April. I want to say April 17th, but I could be wrong. It's in April, which only gives us about 3 months to be as prepared and as ready as we possibly can be. And this is a time when we need to have absolute laser focus on what our long-term goal is here. So we need to stop scrolling on Instagram Reels and looking at the cute dogs and work out exactly what our position is. So like everything in life that can make you wealthy, with crypto investing there has to be some sort of risk. If there wasn't any risk, if it was super easy and plain sailing, everybody would be in it, everybody would be making money, and we'd all be walking about as multimillionaires. So just bear that in mind before you start investing into anything. So we may as well jump straight to the coins. One of our safest bet and my first holding when I got back into cryptocurrency is Ethereum. And there's no getting away from it. We all need at least a small allocation of Ethereum, because when it comes to selling time and we're taking our profits, the likelihood is that we're going to need small amounts of Ethereum to sell the ERC20 tokens and pay for the gas fees, as they will all run off of Ethereum. Now, even if you only have small investment budgets, Ethereum is still going to give you a return. You will still make money on it. It's just not the super rich kind of returns, but it's still one that you really need to consider holding in advance, because the buying pressure on the coin when it comes up to the bull market is going to be insane. There'll be so much buying pressure on it, and if you aren't buying it when it's at the lower prices, it's going to cost you twice as much to have the small amount that is required. Okay, so Solana is another one that I know is not going to give you the biggest returns. Maybe people are going to disagree with this one, but I still think it can give you an easy 20x. So Solana is the one, I've had strong beliefs in it ever since 2021. So it was round about here-ish that I started looking into it. I can't remember exactly when I first kind of became aware of it. But I then purchased it when it was around $50 a token. This was when it was on a downtrend in 2022. I believed that I'd got in like a super low, but obviously it went even lower. But after the initial crash in the bear market and when FTX went down, we did just kind of chill down in this area. It didn't do much. It didn't have any dramatic up or downs. It just kind of stayed fairly steady. But since November of last year, it has started to take back on. It's had quite a radical recovery from it. And I believe that it is easily going to hit its all-time high, if not exceed that. So our next one that we shall go over is Crow. So again, it's probably not a popular choice for a lot of people, but there is no denying that if they run their advertising campaigns like they did in the previous runs, the newcomers will end up flocking to it. So Crow, obviously, it provides reduced trading and transaction fees on crypto.com, especially during a bull market when more people are entering into the crypto space. It does incentivize users to buy and hold Crow so that they can benefit from the reduced fees that this offers. And then we have Render. So Render is one, I think this is currently on the all-time chart. I mean, even just look at that, it's up 11,469% of all time. And it was released in June 20. That's incredible. So everyone's been talking about Render and the kind of AI narrative that this is following. The momentum behind AI is something that I believe will then hold one of the main narratives throughout 2024, 2025. Render itself, it is utilised to facilitate payments for creating 3D models for home rendering. And as we can see, it is already currently halfway to its previous all-time high. So it previously hit about $7.50 in November 2021, pretty much December really. And we're already at $4.50 currently. Once I think we see more money flowing into the market, more investors coming in, more people back in the AI narrative, I think this is where we'll really see the coin start to take off. And I think this is one we should definitely watch and definitely consider adding into our portfolio before it does kind of go off to the races. So Alluvium is one that I am actually very bullish on. It operates within the Ethereum blockchain, and their main objective is to build the world's first interoperable blockchain gaming universe. And we all know that gaming was a huge narrative in the previous bull run. It seems to be having the same kind of run up to it again this year. Illuvium spent its bear market building to better improve the user's experience for this, which is only ever going to be a good thing. And I do believe that their dedication to their community and improving it is what's going to give this a really huge push to kind of skyrocket in the coming year. So next, I will admit Cardano is not going to give you the 100x gains. It's not going to give you the kind of moonshot that you were looking for. But there is no denying the dedication that Charles Hopkinson has to the project and to trying to change the world with his coin. So the founder, Charles, he was involved in Ethereum back in 2014, I think it was. And he must be by now a multi-millionaire, maybe a billionaire. But the commitment that he has to communicating with his users, it is incredible. The man has sat on 2-hour YouTube videos, 2-hour AMAs discussing everything that people want to know. Just check out his YouTube channels. It is actually really interesting to see. And you can see that Cardano so far, I mean, the last 12 months has been fantastic. From pretty much August, I think you can see that it's doubled. So down here, we were about 24 cents, and then we hit 66 cents. We're currently at 57. And I do believe that Cardano is pretty much, I would say, it's guaranteed a 5x easily. It's not, the kind of the risky plays it's going to give you the huge return, but it's guaranteed returns. And you can't argue with 5x. So Seedify Fund, S Fund. This is a new one. I've only just looked into it. I need to look into it more, but it is one to me. I mean, we can see over the year it's up 350%, which is insane. It was initially released as a launchpad, but it's now dipped into the kind of gaming and staking narratives. It's a community-driven ecosystem that bootstrapped its funding solely from a community launch. The market cap's currently sitting at pretty much 219 million. So there's nothing too crazy there. So from what I have researched on it so far, it's hosted some of the most successful initial game offerings, IGOs. This included some of the projects. There was CryoWar, Sidus, Blocktopia, and it very, very quickly did grow from a very small community enterprise to one they've now launched. I believe it's over 50 different projects. I need to check that. I think it was 50 though. And I do think that this is only the very beginning of where they can take this. I do believe that it's one that's going to do phenomenal once things start to kind of take off a little bit more. On the monthly chart, I mean, in the month we're up 49%, which that's super impressive. So the last one that I want to chuck out today, and this is another new one to me. Mostly, I like to discuss these ones because I love to have other people's feedback on them, what they think of them. Maybe they're bullish, maybe they're bearish on them. But I think it's fun to discuss them. But there is Oasis Network. So the token for this is Rose. And just looking at the chart by itself, nothing else, it's very, very promising. So over the year, we're up 250% from all time. The previous all-time high we hit around 56 cents. That was in January of 2022. We hit just below 60 cents on this. We can see in the year it's been very, very positive. It's got the market cap. The market cap's currently sitting at 873 million, which is quite high, but I mean, I wouldn't say that was anything to be concerned about. So the Oasis Network, they have just recently announced a $235 million ecosystem fund, and this is to support projects who want to build on their network. So they are actively building and improving on what they are offering. So the Oasis Network, it can be used to build private smart contracts, which can maintain data privacy during processing by providing end-to-end data confidentiality. And the network is also highly scalable, and with its fast transaction times and its lower fees, it does have that edge over many other networks. From what I've read in on Oasis, this is another one I would like to allocate a small percentage of what I am going to be investing over the next few months to the portfolio. It wouldn't ever be anything too wild. It's probably pretty insignificant sums compared to some other people. But I do have big belief in this one's use cases and the scalability of it, so I would love to be able to see where this one can go. So hopefully you found this one quite interesting. Let me know what your thoughts on what your chosen altcoins are in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.